Hi guys, welcome to my video today. Today we're going to talk about the things I've learned from a lesson about grammar, and then I'm going to share it. So my target for this are the grade 7. So let's go and talk about it now. So what I've learned about grammar is grammaring is not a set of rules. Instead, it's a teaching and learning of grammar in order for students to use grammatical structures with precisions and concision. So, grammaring is a process in where learner use grammar to formulate a message by adding grammar to set of words to create a more precise and concise message. So, grammaring emphasizes that grammar is a dynamic process to learn language rather than a set of rules. So, grammatizing, as what I understand, grammatizing is a type of structural sentence change by which a word or a group of words in the structure changes into one that serves grammatical function. So, grammatizing can expand or reduce the structure of the sentences depend on the context. So, grammaticalization is the process in which the lexical word loses some or all of its lexical meaning and start to serve as a more grammatical function. So, and then the error and correction and feedback. So, as what I've learned, errors, correction, and feedback is when a student made an error, they can correct themselves. So, someone needed to take an action to point it out to them, and that is the teacher. So, error, correction, and feedbacks is a teacher responsibility, and this give a burden to a teacher because teachers need to considerate and not to offend the students and discourage them. So there are a lot of ways of giving feedback than pointing out the errors made. In what I've learned, teachers shouldn't give a direct comment or says directly that the student is wrong. Instead, let them think of what mistake they have done, and after figuring it out, a teacher will correct the error and give feedback. So after the lesson, to encourage the students to study more. So since here the students thinking of us teachers needed to be valued. If they think we are not good teacher, then learning process we created won't be effective. As a student is discouraged to listen. So we should appear uh, to be good in their eyes also, so that they will listen to our voice. So spoken and versus the written grammar. So as what I've get from the lesson, the two vary in many different aspects, as these two represent also the spoken and written language. So in spoken, people can't really see or realize their grammatical mistakes, like a meme and the video. The lesson, the speaker didn't realize his grammatical mistake. So while the written grammar is so restrictive, as grammatical errors are visible and can be seen. So also in the spoken, the speaker, as it is not so restrictive, since the speaker can alter what he says depend on the context. So while the written author can't alter their intention as it is being recorded. So in spoken language, the participants usually do not pay much attention to lexical content and meaning. So which are strictly used in the written language. So in spoken, they don't. We don't really pay attention to the lexical or to the grammatical grammar rules, but in the written, we tend to focus on it as it is very visible or very tangible for the readers of our output. So while speaking, we can only hear and then focus on the what he says but not on the lexical part. So and then the grammatical assessment. So I learned many types of grammatical assessment. So through the example given, the right thing to do and the bad thing to do in making grammatical assessment. So in the picture representation, I learned that we need to give student a small confusion, like multiple choice. We should give a choices that would look like there are two possible answers. And also don't give them clues in the questions that might lead to guessing. Also, through this grammar assessment, the teacher would be able to know the student's competency and what she have learned, and also for the teacher to know the student's strength and weakness so he can prepare a suitable topic, and also for the teacher to be able to give a proper feedback. So two things to avoid while giving a grammar assessment is to avoid giving clues in the question, and then also avoid giving easy choices. And then the pedagogical issue, as what I've learned in the lesson, there are a lot of pedagogical issues in learning language classroom and needs to address by the instructor carefully. So the teacher needs to use different types of teaching method, as there are a lot of students with different capabilities. So we know that the students have different types of learning method. So we learn in a different. So some learn in alone, some learn in groups. So as a teacher, we need to be able. We need to be flexible. So the teacher also should analyze and apply his teaching experiences to address issues, and also teacher needs to clarify the student desired lesson. So sometimes the teacher should also should be student centered to learn, and also give them assessment so that he or she can prepare a suitable lesson for the class. So in what I've learned here, the teacher of the language class has a big responsibility and burden to take, as he need to more aware of his students so that the teacher can give proper lesson, then which will lead to student motivation to learn in his class. So that's all for today, and I hope you learned something about this video, and goodbye.